Namaskar. Welcome to another episode of Editorial. My topic number 1 deals with the Supreme Court. On 30th of September, Supreme Court asked the farmers saying that, listen, you know what, your case is lying in the court. The court has to decide whether the farm laws are legal or not. The farm law should be continued or not. The court has to decide. It's a matter of sub judice. Why are you protesting then? This is what the court asked. Now, a lot of people say, yeah, correct, right? The court is right in asking that. A lot of people say, no. How can the court ask this? So what? If a matter is sub judice, can't you protest? So let's discuss that. Let's discuss this threadbare. And that's my topic number 1. My topic number 2 is interesting. You find Mr. Narendra Modi's photo or Prime Minister Mr. Narendra Modi's photograph almost everywhere. Whether it is your Aadhaar, whether it is your vaccination card, sorry, not Aadhaar card, but vaccination receipt, or if an event is being inaugurated by Piyush Goyal, the photograph is not Piyush Goyal, but it is Prime Minister Narendra Modi. If the event is inaugurated by Venakaiah Naidu, it is not Venakaiah Naidu's photograph, it is Narendra Modi's. So you find Mr. Narendra Modi's photograph everywhere. A lot of people say, "Arey, ye kya hai? Yaar, photograph maybe he likes to see himself or whatever." I say it's a fabulous strategy, and I will tell you what the strategy is. Let's get right into the show. On the 30th of September, a couple of days back, a single mother had petitioned the court saying that, listen, you know what, I used to take 20 minutes to reach home. I'm a single mother. I used to take 20 minutes to reach home. Now because of this protest and the fact that, the roads are blocked, it takes me around 2 hours. Listen, I've got children at home. And like I said, I'm a single mother. Now the court was pretty upset with this. And the court said, listen, what are you guys doing? Why are you blocking the roads? Why are you stopping people from traveling? I mean, this is nuisance, isn't it? Acha, now, on the next day, on the following day, Justice Khanvilkar, in fact, observed when there is Mahapanchayat had asked Justice Khanvilkar, the Supreme Court, permission to protest in Jantar Mantar. Justice Khanvilkar observed, you can ask the court to decide the matter expeditiously. That is a different issue. But how can a party which has gone to court go forward and seek permission to protest? You are saying you want to protest. Protest what? The act has been stayed by the court. The centre has said it will not be implemented. First, we would like to decide the validity of the act. Why do you want to protest the validity of the act? So he said, Baba, it is in the court, it is sub judice, we are deliberating on that. So why do you want to protest? This was the second day. Now, the question arises that if a matter is in the court, does the protesters have a right? Does the people who are protesting, do they have the right to protest? Even if the matter is on the court. That's the first question. Right? Do people have the right to protest? Now, I want you to judge. I will put both sides in front of you. I want you to judge. See, on one side, the court says that, listen, look at that mother, for instance, the previous day. Look at that mother. She is taking 2 hours to reach home. Is that right? The children are at home. Is that right? You're blocking the roads. That's one end of the story. The next end of the story, the court says, listen, we are deliberating, na? You tell me, yaar, do it fast. I understand. Why do you seek permission to protest? Now, if you look at it from a farmer's perspective, this is the court's perspective. From the farmer's perspective, what is happening is the farmer says that, listen, you know what, earlier on, in Justice Bobde's time, he said, "Theek hai yaar, you have all the right to protest. Till such time, the protest doesn't get violent. You have the right to protest." This is what Justice Bobde said a year back. So how can it be different now? Why is it being different now? This was the first point that the farmers are raising. The second point, which a lot of farmers and a lot of activists say that, listen, you know what, ये blockade जो है ना, ये blockade, who did this blockade? Who created this blockade? He says they say that the farmers never created this blockade. The farmers, in fact, want to ensure that the traffic flow is smooth. The farmers do not want to cause any impediment to the passers-by, to the passengers, to the people who are using the road. The farmers do not want to cause any impediment. Who is causing the impediment? The barricadings that the police have put. That is causing the impediments. By barricadings, aapne dale hai na? We've not put barricadings, right? You guys have put barricadings. The police have put barricadings. Therefore, the people are troubled. Therefore, it is blocking the road. Therefore, the traffic is getting blocked. We didn't cause it, Baba. It's not our mistake. Now, the police says that, listen, you know what? We have to keep our city safe. Okay, if there is a protest, we have to put blockade. That is standard operating procedure. But the farmers say that, listen, we haven't indulged into violence, and we are very clear about it. We are talking about doing satyagraha. And the last point that a lot of people have said is that, listen, court should be fair. Court should be fair to everybody, isn't it? They say that, listen, why was Ramdev Baba allowed to do protest in Ramlila Maidan? Why was our Anna Hazare doing protest in Ramlila Maidan? And the whole country was with them. They were blocking roads. Lot of people faced lot of inconvenience. Nobody talked about it. But when we are doing protest, that is the farmers are doing protest, there seems to be a problem. Why? Why is it good for the geese but not good for the gander? Why? So these are points that the farmers are raising. Now it is up to you to decide. I have put both the sides in front of you. You decide who is right and who is wrong. Let's get into our topic number 2. So, like I said, a lot of people say that, Mr. Modi, he's just, trying to kind of, portray himself, project himself. He loves to see his face, everywhere it is his face, this is some kind of a obsession with his face, and truly so, because whether event is inaugurated by Venakaiah Naidu, whether the event is inaugurated by Piyush Goyal, whether the event is inaugurated by Nitin Gadkari, whether the event is about Mahatma Gandhi, the photograph of Narendra Modi, and that too one single photograph. Now that photograph is one single photograph. It is normally the same photograph that comes every time. This photograph is shown all the while. All the while they say, listen, it is just about being self-obsessed. This is what you call a self-obsession. This is what people say. I say no. This is a very well thought out strategy. You see, if I ask you right now, name a cricketer, I'm sure Sachin Tendulkar's name came in your mind first. You know why Sachin Tendulkar's name came in your mind first? Because while I was talking, my colleague was showing you Sachin Tendulkar's picture. And your mind was reading that picture. You were seeing that picture. So the moment I say, name a cricketer, top of mind recall, TOM as it is called in advertising, top of mind recall was Sachin Tendulkar, and you blurted Sachin Tendulkar. First thing that came into your mind. There are so many other cricketers, Sunil Gavaskar, Virat Kohli, no, but Sachin Tendulkar came into your mind because that is what I suggested to you through visual. Now the point is, why is Mr. Modi putting his photographs all over the place? It's a fabulous strategy, and I tell you, some strategist has advised him brilliantly, and I appreciate this. See, this is how you win elections for other parties. You see, you should learn. See, I'll tell you what the story is. The story is that the biggest factor currently is the Tina factor. There is no alternative factor. So, what is the current scenario? That there is no strong alternative to Mr. Narendra Modi. Okay, Rahul Gandhi not happening. Mamata Banerjee is still a regional leader, trying to be a national leader, but still a regional leader. No other leaders are as big, as powerful, as popular as Mr. Narendra Modi. No alternative. There is no alternative. Tina factor. Now, with the photographs coming through everywhere, it is being re-established, it is being concretized in your minds that there is no leader but Narendra Modi. The next time when your mind thinks about a leader of this country, the first photograph, first name that comes to your mind is Mr. Narendra Modi. This doesn't help core people who are core TMC supporters or core Congress supporters or core communist supporters or core whatever supporter. But this definitely plays a very, very important role for people who are fence sitters, and a lot of us in India are fence sitters. They are not very closely associated, or they are not very bonded with a particular party. And the face coming through constantly in front of you makes you believe that that face is it. And that's the strategy that Mr. Narendra Modi is working on. So, wow, whoever has thought of the strategy and whoever is advising Mr. Narendra Modi, superb brains. That said, we require your subscription, because if you feel that we should continue the way we are, if you feel that we should continue giving you the kind of news that we give you, we really require you to subscribe to us, because your money is what pays our salary. So please log on to www.hwnews.in and please subscribe to us. Your subscription is absolutely important. Till I see you next time. Namaskar.